Alright everyone, this is Stammer and welcome to the channel that's all about stammering, stuttering and everything in between. Welcome to a part 2 of Ask a Stupid Question. There were so many questions and we had to split it into 2 parts. However, it doesn't have to end here. If you have any stupid questions which you want to ask, then leave them in the comments. Or you can tweet me, all of my information is in the description box. Ask a stupid question in this series, and I could continue for as long as you want it to. Do you get used to it? Obviously, if it's something you have all the time, if you always stammer, do you just get used to it? Does it stop bothering you? Does it stop stressing you out? No. Yes, it's always there, and you are aware that it's always there, just like your accent's always there, or your kind of idiolect's always there. However, it's not as predictable. If you have an accent, then you know you're going to say this word this, and you know you're going to pronounce that thing that way. If you have a stammer, you never quite know when it's going to strike. I can't predict which words it's going to come on. I can't predict which situations it's going to arrive in. I can be mostly fluent for the whole day, and then suddenly it hits. And sometimes it can be kind of tied into that emotion. If I'm more emotional, then I'm stammering more. However, sometimes I'm perfectly comfortable, I'm perfectly happy, and it's just hello, I'm here, and there's nothing I can do about that. In the moment, at least, there's nothing I can do about that. I just need to handle it and carry on. But it's not something I can get used to because it's so unpredictable. You never know when it's gonna strike, and a big part of stammering is not even what happens here. It's what happens here. It's us trying to guess when we're going to stammer. It's us trying to guess the words, the situations, and the kind of people that might trigger more stammering. And we never know when that's gonna be. And sometimes we're right. I can be giving a presentation, and I get up and I'm yep, I'm gonna stammer, and I stammer lots. And there can be other times where I get up and be, oh, this is gonna be a bad one, and I'm mostly fluent. It really is one of the most kind of fascinating and kind of disabilities out there, because it just makes no sense. There's nothing in there. It's yes, this is logical, this follows this. It's not there. So and I guess any kind of psychology also works that way. But yeah, if I didn't have a stammer and I wasn't endlessly frustrated by it, I would find it very fascinating. It's a very interesting thing. And that's why this channel would be good for even people who don't stammer. Because come on in, pull up a chair and learn about this weird thing. And a lot of people take the fact they read perfectly fluently when they're on their own, and to be a sign, and that a stammer is a situational, and it's not always with you. But I'm here to screw up your plans again, because when I read out loud on my own, I stammer. I don't know why, it's not consistent. I don't fully understand it, but it happens. How therefore, again, it's a case of different people having individual things. And it's almost we're all individual people that are living individual lives. But no, that's crazy, because people who stammer must all be the same, right? Yeah. Do you stammer if you read in your head? For me, no. If I'm reading in my head, I'm perfectly fluent. And I think that's probably the case for most people. However, if I'm wrong, let me know. If a comment down below, we'll have that chat. So yeah, I don't think anybody like kind of stammers if they read in their head, because that's not really how a stammer works. We have a question which one of my friends had asked to them, which is why is your brain faster than your mouth? So that sounds like an insult, it implies that something's wrong with our body. However, there's nothing wrong with having a fast brain. So let's say that first of all. And also, it does kind of remind me of something which my mother used to say when I was younger. And what my mum always used to tell me was that my brain was working so hard and so fast that my mouth I couldn't keep up with it. And I always kind of quite liked that as a kid, because that then kind of tied the stammer not into kind of me being stupid or me being lesser. It tied it into me being really, really smart, so my mouth can't keep up. Ha. However, I don't think it's an insult to say that my brain is faster than my mouth, but I'm not sure it is, because I'm not that intelligent. However, it's a nice thing to think that it's just our mouth not being able to keep up with this. So I don't think that's a bad thing personally. However, any implication that we're not working right, or that something is wrong with our bodies, our mouths, our brains, just don't. Don't suggest it. Don't think it. We are perfectly capable. It might take us a bit longer. There's nothing wrong with our brains or our mouths. They just work in a slightly different way to yours, and that's fine. Do you stammer in your dreams? Honestly, it's not something I've ever thought about to a great extent. Maybe? I don't know. I guess there might be kind of some dreams at some point where I've stammered, and I'm sure there are people who stammer, who do stammer in certain dreams. Maybe if that dream is linked more into anxiety, and having to do something more stressful. However, I think I'm fairly fluent in my dreams. I think everyone has their own kind of internal voice, and that's kind of what I sound like in my dreams. But yeah, it's a really interesting question, and I would be interested to know if anybody kind of does stammer in their dreams. Let me know. Let's talk about that, because I'm really interested to know about that. So yeah, a short answer: I don't think. However, people might. Because that's how kind of psychology works. And I'm sure that if everybody's kind of dream world self, it's in the Matrix where everyone has a certain haircut, some people might have their stammer. You never know. It's the first video and I'm already throwing in Matrix references. Well, I'm gonna leave it kind of here for now. That was a video number 2 of the Ask Me a Stupid Question series. As always, if you liked it, then please like and comment and subscribe. Please get in touch with me and talk to me. All of my information is in the description, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.